Okay, our second study in After a Guilty Verdict is by Sherman et al. In 2007, and it's a review of restorative justice and its effectiveness in preventing reoffending. Now, restorative justice is basically about restoring the peace, and in this case it's about restoring the peace between the victim and the offender. And in both instances, it's for positive. It's got to be voluntary, and it's got to have a positive outcome for the victim and the offender as well. So it's a respectful and not a degrading meeting that they're having. So it's not just a chance for the victim to spit in the offender's face. It's got to be respectful, and they're getting positive things out of it. So they set out the aims of restorative justice as an opportunity to explain the impact of the crime, an acknowledgement of the harm caused, a chance to ask questions, gain some control and choice, and to have peace of mind about the future. So restorative justice is tough for both victims and offenders. For offenders, they have to face the consequences of their actions and see the victim's upset, and the victim may be forced basically to relive and to fully understand why somebody did what they did, and the ultimate reason why they did it. So think back to your turn into crime. So the aim of Sherman's 2007 investigation was a content analysis. It was carried out on 424 cases, and it was secondary evidence, secondary papers. And of the 424, 36 studies were found that compared directly reoffending rates with a restorative justice program. So looking at the relationship between the effectiveness of restorative justice and recidivism. Now, the results can be broken down into how successful they are, and how it works is at least 2 tests or at least 2 papers showed substantially reduced repeat offending for some offenders, but it was also noted not all of the time. The second result is it doubled or more the offences brought to justice as a diversion from the criminal justice system. It reduced crime victims' post-traumatic stress symptoms, and obviously the related costs that go with having post-traumatic stress disorders. It provided both victims and offenders with more satisfaction with justice than just simply going through the criminal justice system of court, offender shoved away, and that's the end of it. It reduced the crime victims' desire for violent revenge against their offenders, so there was less hate crime when they got out of jail from their victims, and it reduced the cost of the criminal justice system when it's used as a diversion. So plead guilty or go through or have restorative justice, so therefore they'll plead guilty. It'll cost the court system less. Reduce recidivism more than prison, or as well as prison when it's used. So it's different. So what he found in his case studies was it's different for adult and youth offenders. Okay, so restorative justice is seen to be effective, and the conclusion we can draw is it's a good alternative to the criminal justice system.